Hi, everybody. It is October 4th, uh, 2020. This is going to be a crazy month as we all kind of are expecting because it's the month before the election in November. I want to cover a couple subjects that are kind of interesting. Well, everything's always interesting when you look into it. Okay, number one is this is kind of a hypothetical situation that came up, I think, even over a year ago of the possibility that JFK Jr. faked his death and has joined the Q team basically to take down the deep state. And he's going to come forward to join the Trump team because the Trump team basically has been working with him. He's going to come forward publicly between sometime. We're not sure. We're not even sure if it's going to happen. I mean, it'd be great if it's true, and we're not sure when. But hypothetically, next Saturday or the Saturday after, but we're thinking probably in October. I mean, it only makes sense. So that's something that might happen. Uh, Again, I'm not the only one that sort of kind of heard about that rumor for quite some time. So there's that. Then also the 3 days of darkness, sort of. I remember, hearing about this from a few people in the first of the year, and it was supposed to be like, okay, they're going to shut down the internet, and you know, all these, uh, let's say, social media channels and news channels that are basically working away to take away our rights to freedom of speech. They're going to basically shut them down and take them over. The white hats are going to take them over, and then we're all going to be kind of free to just be to talk to each other. Well, that obviously hasn't happened yet, but now there's rumors again. I mean, I've heard about this about three or four times now. So it makes everything kind of doubt. You kind of doubt after a while. You lose faith. Um, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but now I'm heard that it might happen this week coming up. I mean, if that's true, that be it's a good sign. So don't it's not bad, but it's basically in a sense it's like the good guys are taking these media outlets over so that we can finally speak openly with each other. So if that happens, that'd be cool too. So those are two kind of good hypothetical things that might happen, and yeah, I don't want to hold my breath on them. I mean, I'm just as hopeful as anybody else. Um, but also, I kind of also want to make clear that to make sure you guys understand that I'm not like a guru that is just suddenly sprang up out of nowhere, and I'm looking for followers. As I know I've told you guys this before, but I'll sort of reiterate it. But it's when I started connecting the dot channel, it was more of me um, realizing I want to link up with the other people with basically open minds, people willing to think outside the box, and because I saw a lot of it out there. Like a lot of people are questioning things just like me. So I'm thinking, I'm not the only one that starts to realize things are not what they seem. Let alone, there's something nefarious going on behind the scenes. So, my curiosity has been piqued probably my whole life, but definitely in the last 20 years in particular. Like you start seeing things are not right. Anyway, so like I said, when I started this channel, it was more like a way of trying to connect with other people that are looking into this stuff. Because, like, I can look into it all by myself and make some conclusions to a certain extent, but I'm always looking for validation. I think everybody is. It's like, even for instance, when I'll call them crazy dreams, or sometimes I call them downloads, but I'm just saying, if I wake up with the strange thought of like you know, I'm starting to think that there was giants on planet Earth. So I'll look it up and see if anybody else is talking about that, or I'll throw it out there. It's like, hey, what am I crazy here? Am I the only guy thinking that there might have been giants out there? You know, things like that. So, you know, you know, so I'm trying to connect, not only connect the dots, but I'm trying to connect with other people with like-minded, investigative minds, basically people that I want to look deeper than what's just on the surface. So, since then I've had a lot of things in my dreams that have like not quite voices because it's just telepathic. It's just pure information, and I've thrown them out there. Some of them I think are kind of embarrassing to a certain extent because it's like, really, is there such thing as reptilians that are eating us? Whatever. But I get these messages. I'll call them that, and I'm just trying to validate them and see if anybody else is getting the same messages, I guess, ultimately. So again, I want to tell you guys something else that I've been getting is not just me, but all human beings have psychic abilities. And from what I understand is we're all going to get those turned up a few notches. And it's not as if we're going to gain psychic ability for the first time. It might seem like that in your life, but in reality, what it is we're getting it back. Human beings are a lot more, let me put it this way, a lot more psychic than we realize, and we're a lot more powerful than we realize. And this is what we're going to soon find out, especially after all this is over, all this awakening. We're going to realize that we can tap into that. And it's not as if we're tapping into spirits outside us. We all actually have it deep inside of us because we're all connected. I'll just say this as a blanket way of saying it, but we're all connected to Source or God, all of us. So you don't have to look outside you to get it. It's almost like you have to look inside you. This is what I've been getting told over and over and over again. And speaking of that, I want to tell you guys about a crazy thing that's happened to me at least 4 times. And I'm not sure if I've told you before, but what has happened to me is I call it an upgrade. But what it is I have this, I just notice it because it's a visual thing with me too. But I have this thing that comes out maybe at my heart. I'm not exactly sure, but it's right about here, and I start noticing this ring slowly growing, and it's like a power ring, and it's lights that flicker, and it changes. It's not like a rainbow. It's got kind of a dark blue and a gold, and they turn on and off, and it sort of glitters. The weird part about it is I thought when I first saw this, it was just something wrong with my eyes, and I'd rub my eyes. But even if I close my eyes, I'd still see it. And if I open it, I still see it. And no matter if I turn my head, it's still there. So it's not as if there was something outside my body. It was almost like it's connected to me, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then then it would hit almost where my eyes are, and it would blur my vision. It had this big ring, and it would expand, expand, expand. And it's like, it's weird. I couldn't really see. I'm visually seeing it, so I could still see things through this ring. But it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it totally faded away. And that's why I called it an upgrade, because after that, my vision was 20/20, and I felt really invigorated. Now, that was a really strange experience. I've had a lot of weird things happen to me, but again, I'm just saying it to you guys to see if anybody else has ever had that happen to them before. It was very strange. And then now, the first time it happened to me, I thought there was something wrong with me, my eyes. But since then, now I've just accepted, and it's happened 3 more times since then. And again, like I said, my vision is 20/20, and I feel like my body's been kind of rebuilt from the inside out. Now, maybe that might happen to you guys. I don't know. But I'm just relaying that crazy experience. So as far as going into the rest of October, if we go through 3 days of no internet and things like that, I'm imagining we'll still be able to phone each other and things, and there'll probably be a few TV stations still going on out there or something. But don't look at it like there's something bad going on. That's actually, if that happens, that's a good sign. That means something's going down. But as we know, there's a lot of stuff going down this month for sure because we're heading in that direction. And we just have to kind of just roll with the punches and go with the plan. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Again, just you guys we got to just keep finding what's at the bottom of all these stories and all these things that are going down. We have to figure it all out. And like I said, I think all of us are going to get more psychic intuition. I mean, I know women have an edge that way because they have that sort of women's intuition. Well, guess what? We're going to have that. Everybody's going to have that, but it's going to be cranked up a bit more. So yeah, just I think as usual, good things are coming, even though things might look bad and crazy out there. But that's just my quick message for Sunday. And if my site gets taken down or we can't contact each other for a while, don't worry about it. All that means is there's something good coming. So don't worry too much. And that's it for Sunday. I'll talk to you guys maybe hopefully Tuesday, or who knows what's going on this week. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.